Do you think it's mostly politics on their part, or is it also ideology? Do Republicans simply not believe stimulus works? That's what they say.
I think it is primarily politics, but there's a difference between it being philosophical and it being ideological.
Okay.
It's one thing to have a philosophy that generally guides you, but if you are zealously ideological, then you wind up fitting the real world into your ideology rather than the other way around. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I do think it's zealous ideology. And Paul Ryan sums it up better than anybody I know. And so does our new senator from Wisconsin. They both tell us that they want to go down the road that Ayn Rand is recommending. I want to read you something, because this defines what they're telling us they want out of government. Here's what Paul Ryan said. Ayn Rand, more than anyone else, did a fantastic job explaining the morality of capitalism, the morality of individualism. If she were here today, she would do a great job of showing us just how wrong what government is doing is. It's that kind of thinking that's sorely needed right now. So, what is that kind of thinking? Mike Wallace did an interview with her years ago. And here's what he said. You say you don't like the altruism by which we live. You like a certain kind of Ayn Rand selfishness. She replies, like is too weak a word. I consider it evil, because we are now moving toward complete collectivization or socialism. We're moving that way only because of our altruistic morality. Wallace then asks, one of the principal achievements is the gradual growth of social protective legislation based on the principle that we're our brother's keepers. Rand replies, I feel that's terrible. You're moving toward destruction unless all these welfare state constructions, read Social Security and Medicare, are being reversed and rejected. Wallace then said, you're out to destroy almost every edifice in the contemporary American way of life. Our Judeo-Christian religion, our modified government-regulated capitalism, our rule by majority will. It's said that you scorn churches and the concept of God. Is that accurate? Rand's reply, yes. Wallace then asked, Christ and every moral leader has told us we should love one another. Why then is this kind of love, in your mind, immoral? Rand's reply, it's immoral if it's love placed above oneself. Then, Wallace says, and if a man or woman is weak, are they then beyond love? Is a man then beyond love? Rand replies, he certainly does not deserve it. He is certainly beyond it. And then Wallace sums up, then there are very few of us in this world, by your standards, who are worthy of love. Rand's reply, unfortunately, yes, very few. Now that's the philosophy that we're told motivates our new United States Senator and Paul Ryan, who is an extremely able member of Congress. But I regard that kind of morality as soulless. Mm-hmm. And that defines the direction in which the Republican Party, by and large, wants to go. The Tea Party types, a huge number of them are Ayn Rand devotees. And to me, it's a choice between the Christian gospel or the Judeo-Christian ethics that have been at the base of everything we do, or the ragged individualism that Rand recommends. So this isn't just disagreement about issues. This is a fundamental difference in people's values, and I mean, this about every 70 years, this country, all hell breaks loose. 1770s, we had lots of fights, and we wound up going to war to, split from the motherland. Fast forward 70 years, Civil War. Again, 10 years before that, we had a huge debate about the shape of society because of slavery. Mm-hmm. And also a huge debate about the role of the federal government vis-a-vis the states. Lincoln decided that one. Then FDR, after the economic collapse, he tried to lead the country into establishing a strong safety net. And he did, and we've been defending it ever since. And now, you have got a very big argument about whether or not we're going to continue down FDR's road or we're going to go back to the day when the only thing the government did was defend the shores and deliver the mail. And so I think that's another reason why politics of the situation is so nasty, because the stakes have become so high, and we're not arguing about things on the margins. We're arguing about very basic things.
Do you think that Governor Walker embraces that same kind of Ayn Rand?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They will tell you that that's what got them elected and that's what their constituents want. Do you see any kind of reversal on the part of the constituents on that philosophy?
I think every place I go, every speech I give, I read this. And I've yet to find an audience that doesn't just go, oh, when they hear this claptrap.
But I would bet that if Paul Ryan were sitting here or Walker, that they would say, we don't think our philosophy is some sort of godless, soulless.
We don't buy all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
then what is it? What is it that they see in her stuff? What is in her stuff except that? Read the Fountainhead. I mean, read the Fountainhead. What is in it except that? This idea that the greatest possible good will accrue to everybody if we all just pursue our own self-interest.
Your own self-interest. Yeah.
You know, I don't blame her. You don't need a God if you think that.